I lecture a lot to attorneys, and I present what I do to attorneys and also to medical illustration students. I teach about the medical legal industry, and I keep teaching the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, I really just need to write all this down. So I wrote the book mostly to educate law students. What is anatomy? How do you find a medical illustrator? Why do you work with a medical illustrator? Why do you want to collaborate with an artist in your cases? And my goal was to have a book that a law professor would give his students as a summer elective or something to learn about demonstrative evidence and storytelling in the courtroom. I talk about 3D printing, I talk about animation, I talk about all kinds of visual tips and techniques that if you're a law student and you're thinking about injury law, this is an amazing introduction to what you're going to be working with. And if you are an experienced attorney, this is an excellent way to learn what kind of medical illustrator do I want to hire and why do I want them on my legal team and how early do I want to start getting involved with one. The medical illustrator is a key part of your team, even from the beginning. So you can set up your trial strategy and learn the medicine of the case. And so I thought it'd be fun to show you guys this guy on the cover. This is Matthew. He was in a horrible motorcycle crash. It has 40 chapters, and each chapter is kind of like a little segment like this. I just want to say I have an entire chapter about bad facts. I do have an entire chapter called Gross that talks about really nasty things. In chapter 30, I talk about beware of paying tens of thousands of dollars for your exhibits if they're not actually what you need. Exactly. Chapter 11, message in a bottle, which you have to read and get why it says message in a bottle because it's really cool. The quote from Kirk Zahner, who's a lawyer here in Denver, is, "Don't save the gold for trial." So I have a chapter in the book about this called It's Not Rocket Science, It's Brain Surgery. If you do an illustration and all of your really technical, difficult terms are illustrated in a clear way that when the audience sees them again and again and again, they don't need to know that it's the corpus callosum. They don't need to know that it's the thalamus. They just need to know that this shape is this. This is from attorney Melvin Belli. In 1954, he wrote a book called Modern Trials. And he says, even though the personal injury lawyer knows all of the law, he can still only know half the lawsuit. The other half is entirely within the province of another profession, that of the medical man. This is the only book, to my knowledge, the only publication on medical illustration that is specific to the legal field. It's a nonfiction memoir. It's also about what in the world is medical illustration? Who are medical illustrators? Where do we come from? The title of the book is Injury Illustrated: How Medical Images Win Legal Cases. So you can just go to injuryillustrated.com and you can find the book on Amazon. So if your go-to is just to go to Amazon and Google Injury Illustrated is on Amazon. You can also just Google my name, Annie Goff, and it'll come up. And I should have sent you a hardback because the hardback is so much nicer. Just FYI, the print is more delicate. It's not as saturated. The hardback is lovely.